And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of side delta, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing CranKy Z Gaming. The best Protoss in all of Korea, arguably the best Protoss in the world. It is herO. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player, the red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is herO. Full Vipers versus Mech seems good. Would almost would like 5. Yeah, I mean, we saw some really good moments for Dark in that game, right? Like with his Vipers, with the Blinding Clouds, with the tanks specifically. That was against the tank heavy composition though, but against the Cyclone heavy composition, we saw that the Vipers couldn't really do much. We saw that their Blinding Clouds weren't really doing anything because lock-ons, they don't care about your Blinding Clouds, so it's a little bit of a brutal dynamic there where you do have to rely more on your Infestors or your Ling Bane to surround and engulf the Cyclones. Again, it is a bit of a different dynamic. Especially with Dark at that stage of the game already falling behind in the economy. It was just a really rough game state for Dark. Really rough game state that he found himself in. But again, now we can focus on our Terran versus Protoss. And for a very long time, for many years, herO was lauded as the player with the best Terran versus Protoss in the entire world. Nowadays, I would say in modern StarCraft, that has recently changed with Clem. I think I would go as far as to say that Clem has kind of taken that mantle from herO with the best TvP in the world, thanks to MaxPax. Like, big shout out to MaxPax for always competing against Clem in online weeklies, and Clem's TvP has gone insane. But herO's is still nothing to scoff at. Like, he's still a beast in his own right, and I think what's really cool is that both herO and Clem actually do practice together. They do practice together, they do train together, and I'm sure they trade notes. Ever since herO joined Team Liquid, the players have been quite vocal about that, about the fact that herO does do customs with his teammates, which is really cool. And they've all been growing together. It's also why I would say that herO's TvT is very similar to Clem's. Ever since joining Team Liquid. Or ever since the new patch, actually. Ever since the new patch. As we do see herO going for his own standard opener, going for his tech of choice, going for a Twilight Council in the main. Okay, should be a Blink-based opener. Should be Blink. Yesterday we casted MaxPax and he did mix things up with a Dark Shrine opener, but I don't think we're going to be relying on that too much. There it is. Blink is on the way. Blink in production here for herO. Back at home, it was an economic opener here from herO. Getting into his 1-1-1. Of course, going to be scouting with that Reaper. He has yet to enter the main. He was deterred at the natural, so we're not fully aware of the tech that we're working with. Not yet, at least. herO is still piecing it together as we are setting up for a bit of an interesting drop. Okay. So this looks like a setup for a Marine Mine drop. The Medevac is soon to be on the way. Widow Mines as well. herO is pushing in. Again, he still hasn't seen the tech. He does need to commit. You can see herO unable to quite see whether it's a Stargate or a Twilight Council. Solid wall here for herO as well. As he does force herO back. But herO did see the gateways. Again, there's going to be 3 gateways at the natural. 1 gateway in the main. It is 4-gate blink. 4-gate blink here by herO. Very aggressive build. He will soon be moving out. Again, he's going to be reinforcing with that Prism, with the Robo, moving out across the map. herO still hasn't pieced it together. No tank production, by the way. I'm getting a little bit concerned here. Add-ons are looking exposed. There is a bunker on the low ground. But herO has yet to really piece it together. We should be throwing down bunker soon. As herO is going to be pushing. Is going to be moving out. See herO just fanning out his units, trying to catch out the Reaper and the Hellion. Speaking of, Hellion does spot the Prism. A big moment here for herO. Spots the Prism. The first tank is in production, but it's still on the way. We need that tank. It is halfway done. herO moving out across the map. Second bunker in production as well. Now that we've realized what's been going on, now we get the second bunker. Now the boys are pre-pulled to repair. We threaten a shade into the main. herO taking this very seriously. as the Stalker army is still moving out across the map. This push is a bit delayed. It is a little bit delayed here. The first tank has arrived in the main base. We do end up denying mining here at the natural at least. A couple of workers are going down. We threaten a shade towards the main. Tank is repositioning. We dive on top of the bunker. But again, the repairs are too good. Big mine shots going off. herO baited into the blink. There was a widow mine. There was a tank in position. And again, the repairs were so clean from Cure. As he drops back into the main base. Can we focus down that bunker? We get one, but there's another. There's a second bunker already. It is going to be focused down. But we're bleeding out Stalkers. Love the dodge there on the anti-armor missile. Clean moves there out of herO. He's broken the bunkers, but what about the tanks? Since we already have two. Two tanks are up and running. Third tank on the way. Cure is supply blocked. Oh, the supply block is brutal. We need that third tank. But regardless, Cure, he's holding. Is holding on. The trades have been brutal. We lost 4 Stalkers in the process. So we dive into the main. At least we try to. And we blink into the main base. We focus down the Marines. That one tank doing a lot of damage in the back line. Oof, a lot of tank shots go off. As we deny some of the upgrades. Blink into the main base, into the middle line. SCVs are going down. But no critical damage yet. Not what we've been hoping. Third CC's on the way. Cure feeling that confident. Going for the third base. And Stim is finishing. Again, because of the tank positioning, Stim wasn't denied. We go on another tank. We get one. Oh, but we take so many shots to the face. herO taking a lot of damage. Boys are being pulled. He's going for the starport. Oof. Will not get it. Will be focused down. The Marines are stutter set micro here as Stim is finished. And Cure, he just shuts this down so hard. Looking at the unit loss, that was 20 Stalkers. 20 Stalkers, and what did we get? We got a handful of SCVs, we got one tank, we got some bunkers, but this was not good enough. Look at the gas trade here. The gas trade was brutal. As over 1,000 gas in the gutter here for herO. Is taking a third behind this, but these are expensive losses, is what I will say. These have been expensive losses for herO. Going for a Zealot drop into the main. He gets a tank. Gets one. Going for the other. Repairs. Are they going to be fast enough? They are not. And this is a good way to recover. Good move here out of herO. Does barely escape with the War Prism, but he kills 2 tanks. Now, what's important about what just happened with the death of those two tanks? That means the push is weakened. It means that Cure shouldn't be able to end the game. Imagine this attack with 2 extra tanks here would be devastating. herO should be able to survive this. He can get away with his third base, and we should be able to get into the mid game. As Cure is moving out. Running into the Stalkers. Gonna be taking a couple of hits. Again, herO trying to slow down the army. And yeah, Cure is gonna be forced back. Taking that third. On location. Cure is still trying to make his way across the map. Is gonna commit. He is still pushing. Oh, the tank! Oh my god. Tank is gonna survive. Raven still stands strong as well. Colossi are on the way. And we're setting up first round. herO, he has Zealots on the right hand side, Stalkers towards the left, Colossus on the way, Immortals waiting on top of the ramp. And I'm worried if Cure sticks around. I mean, he is reinforcing. Tank is siege, we collapse on the army, tank is going to be going down. Big anti-armor missile though. Oh, and with this amount of bio, we have to respect it, but with the help of the Colossus, we do force this back. herO blinking on forward, focusing down one of the medevacs, but we've lost the Zealots! The Zealots have gone down! And this army, it's so brittle, it's just falling before the might of the Marauders. herO, he does overextend. Again, the anti-armor missile helps so much there. As every single Stalker fell, and now we're going for the Colossus. And there's nothing to save it, nothing to protect it. The Colossus will fall. And Cure, he's snowballing out of control. That was a big win for Cure. catching the Colossus and all 3 Immortals. So fanning out a couple of Marines. Kyrie's going to be pulling back. Oh, it does consolidate his army here back at home. So herO, he survives, but the problem right now, a pretty big thing here when it comes to Protoss in PvT is you have to build up your army over time. It's quite expensive to replace all those Stalkers, all those Immortals, and Colossus as well. Look at the units lost tab here. It's been expensive. 3 Immortals, 29 Stalkers, 1 Colossus. Typically over time, you want to be efficient, you want to preserve those units and build up towards the mid game. That's why you can see here, herO has a massive supply lead. A massive lead in supply. herO's army is expendable. herO's not so much. So herO, he's falling further and further behind as he has to replenish what he just lost, and then some. And herO getting ready for the second wave. Zealot run by is coming in. Stalker's trying to catch us on reinforcements. We do get a couple of SCVs. It's something. Stalkers will back off. We got 3 SCVs here at the 3rd base. Drop gets denied in the main. But the Colossi, they're out of position. This base is looking very vulnerable. Uh-oh. The army is rotating over. Okay, herO will back off. It's going to back off. We get in position. Base is safe. Mine shots on the Zealots. And herO, he is holding on to his 3 bases. Now getting his 4th up and running. But herO still has a really big power spike where he's getting his ghosts out. We're making 3 ghosts at a time. Vikings are on the way. +1 ship weapons. 2-2 is finishing up. herO, he isn't clear yet. He isn't out of the woods. As herO, he's crazy. He's pushing out. Oh my god. Pushing into this army, by the way. He's down in upgrades. Big concave as well. Massive EMPs on the Colossus. And we can focus him down. We do get 1 Colossus. The others are going to be falling to the Vikings. Zealots are doing what they can. But once again, a brutal fight here for herO. As he loses his final Colossi. The Vikings, they land. And we can focus on the Stalkers. And Curie can keep on pushing. Oh no! As we rally Colossus into its death. It's gonna go down. And herO, again, he just can't sustain this. He cannot sustain these losses. Not here. Not off of 3-base saturation. Not off of 67 workers. Not this early on. As, yeah, Curie snowballing out of control. He's up 50 supply. He has Vikings for the Colossi. He has EMPs available. As he scans ahead of time, he sees the disruptors. I mean, if we can get a Miracle Nova off, then maybe we can defend. We set up a surround. Nova takes down a Viking. Good splits here from Cure. He splits, he catches some of the Stalkers. Yeah, and he's going to be able to just stim on forward. The Disruptor still doesn't have that Nova available. Second Disruptor arrives. And here, can we somehow hold? Takes down a Widowmine. 1 more Nova in the chamber. Ooh, big connection. Oh my god. We take down some of the Vikings, take down a Ghost. Ooh. But we deny the warp in. And Cure, he's still getting on top of the army. He gets both Disruptors. herO can try to punish this a little bit, but you can see that Curie's just rallying across the map. Like, he doesn't care anymore. Just rallying everything across the map. And even though Cure hasn't ended the game, even though he hasn't killed herO, what's important is that Cure, he makes sure that the Disruptor count isn't getting any higher. He makes sure that he just resets the Robo army time and time again, whether it's Colossus or Disruptors or Immortals. He's always there to focus them down, just to make sure that herO cannot stand back up. And again, the Nova earlier was good, but again, it did need another. Well, it did need more than that. Oh. So we can at least take down some of those wooden mines. But again, we're just rallying on over. Fourth base is going to be going down. Speaking of, we have the fourth up and running for Cure. A big DT counterattack here. A bit of a Hail Mary play from Cure. And DT's back at home as well. 21 probes go down. And across the map, the repairs are too good. The DTs, they don't even get the planetary. Not like this. You don't see that too often. But the mass DT counterattack does not kill the base. Cure doesn't lose anything. GG gets called, and Cure takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. A solid win there from Cure. Again, herO just had a really rough start. Winding it back, if you remember, it was 4-gate blink. It was 4-gate blink stalkers from herO, and herO, he lost 20 stalkers in that opener, in that fight. Lost 20 stalkers trying to break the 2-base setup of Cure. And what did he get? He got 2 bunkers and a tank. That's basically what him, like, he got like a couple of Marines, a couple of SCVs here and there, but the opener was rough, and herO fell behind from that failed opener. 4-gate blink, needs to trade well, needs to get damage done, needs to be efficient, and it was anything but efficient, is the reality there. So herO, he fell behind with his opener, and from there, Cure was able to just maintain his lead, again, his push. What I will say is that afterwards, herO had an opportunity to maybe try to recover, but that's when he overextended, that's when he pushed into the center of the map, and that's when he lost all of his Colossus and his Immortals. That was when his army got anti-armor missiled, and again, maybe herO thought that things were going a little bit better than they were, and herO lost everything, and yeah, it was just too much, Pappy. Too much inefficiency too early on. Too many losses too early on. And Cure snowballed out of control. With that, he does take a 1-0 lead, and now we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. But yeah, I was a little bit surprised just because herO, he's known for his blink control, right? Like, he's known for his micro, known for his control. Did fumble the ball in that last game, and if we rely on blink again, hopefully we can tighten things up as we're getting into game number 2. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Solaris, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss. Best Protoss in all of Korea, arguably the best Protoss in the world, but he's struggling here in these semifinals. Can he bounce back? Can we force the ace match? It is herO for CranKy Gaming. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0 with a solid defense in game 1. It is Cure. A solid 4-gate blink defense. Vámonos. Siema, papi, siema. Hello, Kashim, hello. Big shout out to Kashim in the chat, by the way. If you're a fan of Eligulac, if you use the site yourself, if you know of it, then a big shout out to Kashim, as he is like the guy behind Eligulac, really. So much love, much support. Siema. Hope you're having a good weekend, papi. Hope you're having a good weekend. So we do have our probe scout coming in. Again, we do have a Cure going for an economic opener. It's going to be a single gas geyser, racks expand here by Cure. So going more economic here. We can see herO being as annoying as possible, delaying the CC. And trying to force it to be off-center, but it looks like, we will delay it quite a lot, actually. Finally throwing down the base at 550 minerals, so a big delay on the CC. A nice little start here for herO, as he does try to bypass the Reaper and keep that probe hidden. And so far he does. Very nice fake out. herO, he moved out of vision of the SCVs, then he just hugged the edge of the wall, and he will keep that probe alive, coming back in to disrupt the opener, to delay the CC. So really nice moves here out of herO. Meanwhile, across the map, the Reaper is committed. Marine does move out, second SCV as well. Again, forcing some inefficiency out of Cure as we enter Game 2. Again, Reaper diving into the main. The first Adept is always moving out across the map. Not here at home to defend, but there is a shield battery. We are safe and sound, and we scout the tech. This time it is not going to be Blink. It's a Stargate opener. Stargate here from herO. So Cure already knows he doesn't need any tanks. Tanks are not required. Can commit into an earlier Cyclone. Into Widow Mines. There it is. Cyclone is on the way. Adept gets across the map. We haven't killed anything yet. We're trying to delay the CC. Up, up. Good control out of Cure. Oh, he dives into the bunker. Let's go. Dives the SCV into the bunker as well. Keeps it safe. Keeps it alive. But we do delay the command center. Oh, as the SCV takes an extra hit. herO. Again, very fine micro. Very tense here between our players. But the base should finish, and the Adepts are forced out. They are forced back. But again, it was a nice delay. It was a nice delay here on the command center. Did disrupt the opener and the economy of Cure. But again, he should be feeling safe. He knows that herO can't really be too aggressive, that herO is going into Phoenixes. So we have Cyclones on the way, Marines are amassing. We can go into Widow Mines behind this. And it looks like herO is going for a much more tame and safe follow-up. Phoenixes into, I imagine, a Robo and Colossus production. We can go into Phoenix Colossus. We could even throw down that Twilight Council and go Phoenix Charge, which is a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more unorthodox. But Phoenix Charge is on the table, if herO so chose to. Meanwhile, moving out with his army. He's got 3, now 4 Phoenixes. Got a handful of Adepts. We'll see if we can get some damage done here in between the bases. As we up to 2 Cyclones. Oh. 2 Cyclones in the main. Adepts, they can shade into the natural. We have Marines in position. Yeah, we think better of it. herO, he doesn't commit. Not yet. And quick moves here from Cure. Behind this herO, there's that Robo, there's the Forge. We should be going into a 3rd base as a follow-up, and then into Colossus production. So again, very standard, very meta play here from herO. It's pretty passive, is the downside. So basically, Cure can do whatever he wants, and because of his scouts, he is. is doing whatever he wants. Just taking up into Stim, Combat Shields +1, and building himself up. Meanwhile, we are going for a safety Immortal from herO. Again, just to be safe against earlier pushes. Immortal first, into +1, into the Bay, into the 3rd. So just really safe play out of herO. There are players that go for a faster 3rd, and they delay the Bay, the Robotics Bay, but again, herO doesn't want to take that chance. After dropping game 1, doesn't want to risk it. Doesn't want to risk it as the Phoenixes do get a couple of SCVs before being zoned away. At least we haven't lost any yet. The Phoenixes, they do live, they do survive. Cure now pushing out, and this is going to be dangerous here. herO doesn't have a Colossus yet. He has the Bay, he has the first Colossus in production. It's being chronoed as we speak. Without Colossus, herO is vulnerable. herO is very vulnerable. Phoenixes, they struggle to pick up and lift up Marines. One at a time. We have 1 Immortal on the ground. We have a Sentry. We stim up the ramp. We're going for the kill. Yeah, we collapse on the army. Overcharge is popped. We do hold the line. But what about the 3rd base? What about the 3rd? As we stim on forward, we zone away the Phoenixes. Pylon's going to be going down. Up. We won't get the 3rd base, but we get an Adept. And Cure will back off. Again, if it wasn't for the overcharge, if it wasn't for the reaction of herO, he would have lost the Immortal. The Immortal 100% would have gone down. It's a very quick move there from herO. Does preserve whatever he can. And the Colossus has arrived. Colossus has arrived. He has held. Bearing in mind that Cure didn't lose anything, you can see here the trade. Cure, he killed Pylons, Shield Batteries, Adepts, Sentries, lost 3 Marines. Phoenixes, they get across the map. Oh, they pick up a Viking. Oh my god. They get 2 Vikings. Nice moves there out of herO. Meanwhile, Medivacs, they're going for a drop into the main base. herO, most of his army is at the 3rd. Main is looking exposed. And the Phoenixes are out of position. Yeah, forced to recall. Shield battery going to be going down. Stalkers, they do get into the main. Likewise, they also get targeted. As we dive in towards the Colossus, and do we focus it down? It's going to be close. And we don't. We do. We get the Colossus. Just in time, just barely with Marines. Bear that in mind. Very good trade for Cure. Sims on 4, dives into the 3rd. Gets the pylon, depowers the shield battery. Ah, but he doesn't have enough. Yeah, a bit of an overextension there by Cure. No shot. As he almost gets the Colossus as well. 1 or 2 more Marauder shots and that would have been it. A couple shots away, but herO, he is struggling right now. Again, he should have 2 Colossi working on his 3rd, but he's down to 1, and it's barely standing. Behind this, Cure taking his 3rd. He's not all in, just very aggressive. And again, the reason why Cure was able to get into that push, into that timing with the Marines, with Stim, is because of his early scout of the Phoenixes. Speaking of, 3rd base is being taken. The Vikings are amassing. You can see Cure trying to bait the army into those Widow Mines as we have a minefield set up. Behind this, Cure working towards his Ghost Academy. Ghost Academy upgrades are on the way. 3rd base getting saturated. herO's in an okay position here. He's still building up his Colossus. Because he's still on 2, he can't be active. Again, like the ideal amount is 3 Colossus. Scan reveals the army, reveals its composition. Just Phoenix Colossus working towards charge lots and towards the 4th. I will say the 4th feels very late, but it's late just because of all the aggression that was happening and because of all of herO's losses. So it is slightly later than normal. But he has potential. Like, because of all these Phoenixes, we can try to catch drops, medevacs, pick up some SCVs. Pick up a couple of units as, oh, actually, we're committing. Okay. We are up to 8 gateways, 2 Colossi move out. We have a 3rd Colossus on the way. It is moving out. herO wants to collapse on this. The mine shot's going to be going off. Ooh, big mine shots here on the Phoenixes. Phoenix is going to be going down. The boys are being pulled. Yeah, we can collapse on the army. The Zealots, they got annihilated and we cannot warp in. We need a siege up. There it is. Reinforcements are on the way. herO going for Stalkers. Oh boy, going for the Stalkers instead of the Zealots. And we can sim on 4. The Colossi getting a lot of damage done, but the Vikings are going ham. Yeah, big mine shots go off the Vikings. They shut down the Colossus and the Prism. Oh, Prism goes down, the Colossus as well, and herO loses everything. This was not it. This was not the fight to take. Did kill some workers, but now we have triggered a counterattack. Cure is pushing everything across the map. And what do we have to defend? Nothing at the 4th, nothing at the 3rd. We have an Immortal on the way. There's nothing here. There's nothing left for herO. He's got a handful of Zealots. And Cure is all in. Like, Cure, he lost so many workers, but herO, he only has workers to defend. A couple of Zealots as well. Mine shot's going to be going off. An Immortal has arrived. I mean, the overcharge is helping, but it runs out. It has run out here, and Cure, he can keep on pushing. EMP does connect. The Zealots are holding on. We're barely holding with the Zealots, but we're also running out. And these are efficient trades here for Cure. Again, he might be down 20 workers, but he has the army. Boys are being pulled into the death. Vikings, they land as well. And do we get the pylon? We do! We deny the warp in. We avoid the Purification Nova. It looks like herO, he's barely going to be able to force this back. He survives. herO, he does live, but he lost every single worker here at his base. And suddenly, Cure, who was down in the economy, is now up. We have a comparable worker count plus mules. Cure, he does have that economic lead. He rotates around. He's going for the 4th base. There is no shield battery. Not yet. Good EMP on the Zealots. A solid EMP on those Zealots here. As they are being cleaned up. Widow Mine shot goes off. Oh, sorry. Disruptor shot goes off on the Widow Mines. Here, he's barely holding on here by the skin of his teeth. Nova takes down a Marauder. Takes down a Marauder here. Decent EMP on the Immortal. The shield battery does top it up. herO once again does force back the army. The problem here is the production tab, is the fact that Curie's working on 2-2. He's lifting up his main, taking it as a 4th. He's maintaining himself. And you can see that shown here in the supplies as Curie is taking a lead. herO getting back into Colossus. Second Colossus is halfway done. If we can preserve our Robo units, then herO can come back into this. Like, he can get back into a solid army. We're getting there. The Colossi is on the way. herO expanding, taking a 5th. Getting into his 5th base. herO still in this game. Has some recovering to do, but he's on the road. He's on the way. Oh, this isn't going to be helping though. Mindshell getting a Zealots. Widowmine in towards the natural, dragging herO back home. So we'll clean that Widowmine up. Yeah, Curie just going to be keeping that medevac in between the bases. Just a thorn in the back of hero's mind. Likewise, the main has been floated over as the 4th, getting up and running. Secure, he essentially has a fresh mining base. Has that fresh mining base. Pushing on forward. Big EMPs here on the Stalkers. A hand on the Zealots. Mine shot not quite connecting. Nova not quite connecting. Second Nova does connect though. Takes down the Widow Mines. Only 2 disruptors though. They're on cooldown. At the same time, ooh, mine shot went off. 7 pros went down. That one mine. And it shouldn't reset. Yeah, there we go. Shouldn't reset. Is going to be cleaned up. Cure, he now spots the 5th base. He's now aware. And he has the option to rotate and respond to that Nexus. Now here, he has rebuilt a decent army. I'm concerned about the lack of disruptors, but we are pushing through. 3 Colossus, 2 disruptors. The Colossus Wipe's getting a lot of damage done, hitting that 3rd base. Boys are being pulled. Nova's zoning away the army, but the Vikings, once again, they wreak havoc. They take down every single Colossus. The Colossi are going to be going down. 2 of them at least. Yeah, and the 3rd one as well. Good kiting from Cure. He will lose every single SCV. But he trades well with the army. Steaming on forward, taking down another disruptor. There's 2 disruptors left. Ooh, a decent connection. But we need more on the ground here. We need more support. We focus down on another disruptor. There's 1 left. 2 left now. Yeah, we stim on forward. It looks like Cure, he overwhelms the army. Once again, Cure did lose a lot of workers, but he wins the fight. Does win the fight overall, and once again we've reset the Robo army. No more Colossus, no more disruptors, only gateway units. 2-1 Zealots, 2-1 Stalkers. Boys are being pulled, and Cure, this may be too much. Oh, we have a Colossus. We barely have our Colossus out. herO, we hold on to the base. Oh, just barely. But again, I don't think Cure, he cares too much. He just rotates over towards the 5th, turns back around, rallies into the army. The Colossus looking very vulnerable here. Okay, good EMP. Yeah, we can chase. Goes for the chase, respects the Zealots. Despite how few there are. Getting 13 worker kills, will take down the base. I mean, herO has been on the back foot for what feels like the entire game. It feels like a solid 10 plus minutes where herO, he's been on the brink. He's holding. Barely. The Colossi are exposed once again. We're focusing them down. We stim on forward. Here he smells blood in the water. I mean, there's been blood in the water the entire time. Takes down the army, takes down the base. This time he deals some actual critical damage here to the economy. 5th base goes down. And again, every single fight, herO just bleeding out his high-tech units. Unable to preserve them. Because of just how aggressive we are. GG gets called. We're just out of steam. We're out of juice. And herO taps out. Cure takes the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. A big win here, a big result for Cure, taking herO down. herO has been on fire recently. Recently he was, of course, our ESL Americas champion. 2 weeks in a row, herO, he was just having his way with Gumiho, with Cure, with Max. herO has been looking dominant these past couple of months. At least in these online weeklies. And even in IEM and Masters Coliseum, hero's been looking damn good. But Cure, he fights back. And Cure was so aggressive this series. Both in Game 1 and Game 2, he was very in the face of herO. I kind of want to bring this all the way back to the first drop. If you remember, when herO lost his first Colossus to the double Marine drop, the double Marine drop did a lot of damage, if you remember. It went across the map. It killed a lot of gateway units. It killed a lot of pylons. And eventually, that same Marine push dropped into the main. And with purely Marines, Cure barely killed the first Colossus. And that slowed down the first push. The first push that herO lost, if you remember, when he hit the 3rd base. When he bled out all of his Colossus. I mean, like, imagine that attack with one more Colossus, which adds so much DPS to your army. Like, it was such a big pick-off early on for Cure to get the first Colossus, and to get the second Colossus onto red health as well. If you remember, that all happened at the same time when we had a Marauder push at the 3rd, and the second Colossus barely lived on, like, red HP. And that meant that eventually when herO moved out, his Colossus count was lower, it was weakened, it was softened up, it was delayed. And that's when Cure gained momentum and eventually took the game. It was a long one though. Again, shout out to herO for surviving as long as he did and for holding on. But it never did feel like herO was in the driver's seat. Maybe after he killed 20 SCVs, but even then, like, Cure was just non-stop aggression. It was crazy. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Cure for taking the series 2-0. And with that, we are now getting into our TvT finals. We're getting into a best of 5. Let's go. It all comes down to this. We had a pretty wide array of players to begin with, but it all comes down to some Terran on Terran action. Up next, we have the grand finals between Byun and Cure. Let's go.